So that's the miners side of the story. But now we have the other side, which is the smelter side of the story, and that will be presented by Pak Alexander. Pak Alexander, silakan, Pak. Pak Alex.
Pak, suaranya masih di mute, Pak Alex. Pak Alex, Pak, suaranya masih di mute. Tes, Pak, tes, Pak. Suaranya masih.
Just while we're waiting for Alexander, any questions, please write them into the chat, and we'll come to the questions after Pak Alex says.
Halo,
yeah,
Pak.
Thank you, Pak Alex. Silakan.
Yeah. Hello.
Halo,
Yes.
Pak.
Silakan, Pak Alex.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes.
First, thank you very much for inviting to this forum. Actually, Steve, I just get confirmation yesterday, but in any event, I will do it. But the thing is, I would like to introduce first what I'm going to do here, because certainly I didn't prepare for this, but I think there's only no problem. I will do the following. First, I will make the introduction, and then we will brief you about the current situation in the smelter world, and we see what we are going to do and where we are going to the future. That's the meaning of the outlook. But to be proper and balanced, I will take English and Indonesian in between. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Alexander Barus. It happened that for the time being, I'm the CEO of IMIP Morowali. I've been there for 8 years now. And at present today, that we just declare that we form already what we call that Forum Industry Nickel Indonesia, Indonesian Nickel Industry Forum, consisting of 23 smelters, some of the miners, and some of the downstream nickel industry. So with this forum, we intend to put all together the stakeholders from the miners, the smelters, and the downstream industry, those who produce the final products. So for the next days, I think I hope this forum can give the positive contribution to the development of our nickel-based industry. That's the introduction. For the time being, I think my position, there are two chairs I'm sitting on. First, as CEO of Morowali, and the second one is the chairman of the Indonesian Nickel Industry Forum. So I will representing those two institutions. But I understand that the audiences will expect me, would expect me to brief about the situation of Morowali. That's what my understanding. To do so, let me explain first. IMIP Morowali, we established this in 2013. The first time we built the smelter because of the law of number 4/2009, it is Sulawesi mining investment. But the time comes, we come to this point, we have already 40 lines in operation. And also, we have stainless steel production with 3.5 metric ton, stainless steel 3.00 series. And also we can produce stainless steel with 2.00 series. This is the first cluster now formed in Morowali. The second cluster happened that we also now in operation carbon steel industry, that is produce steel like Krakatau steel. The capacity is 3 billion metric ton per year. This has nothing to do with nickel, but we built this to fulfill the nation shortage of steel because we need 14 million, but with national capacity is about 8 million metric tons. So we bridge some of them. It is already in operation. The third cluster, it also happened that we never planned and we never expect before. That is the factory we are going to build. The factory producing cathode for lithium battery, the cathodes, okay? Because we extract from laterite the nickel cobalt mangan part. We have the capacity, the planning capacity, I should say. The planning capacity is 110,000 metric ton of nickel. The question is, where we are now? As long as the physical planning is concerned, we are ready. But the problem is now we are facing, and not we are facing, we are working on to get the permit for the tailing processing. That is, it is still under process. So we hope that by next year, this permit will be announced. So we can get the operation permit to operate our factories so that the tailing will be no problem in the future. So that's about the Morowali. So for the time being, if you are talking about the other side of physical, we have the facility that the seaport can accommodate 150,000 dead weight. Yearly, we in out about 40 million metric ton cargo. We have our own airport, 1,650 meters, so we can accommodate a jet. We have 2 jets now, Embraer and 1 Casa. We have Polytechnic in Morowali. We built this by intention to replace the foreign workers in the future. So this will be step by step to replace them by a formal education and skill training. Also, we have employed now, there are 14,000 people. So you see how can we cook one day for 30,000 people. One day we cook that. We provide the housing, healthcare. So during this pandemic, we locked down already since 25th of January. So you go to Morowali, we have to isolate it first for 14 days. So totally locked down. Even I myself, we go there, I have to go for isolation for 14 days before come to the area. And how about the consumption of ore? I think it's easy to calculate that we have 40 lines on operation. So we need about 20 million metric ton ore per year, and about 8 million metric ton of coal, because we have now 2,450 megawatt of coal fire power plant, and going to be 3,000. by the end of this year. So this is the situation. Our export last year, it was about 6.7 billion dollar. We contribute to tax 2.4 trillion rupiah. We contribute to growth of Morowali and Central Sulawesi. They always grows above 10%. So that's the situation. Where we are going, I agree with the previous presentation that we have to calculate, make a systematic calculation how much of the ore we can mine every year to get the sustainability of the nickel. We are talking about the 1.8 up and 1.8 down. This is true. That the 1.8 up percent nickel is not that much anymore. We can hope for. So we have go to down. But technology-wise, we have to also compromise this, that in the future we consume below 1.8. But that I think we need to also to compromise on our technology, how we can do that. For certain, if our factory for lithium battery cathode materialize, that will be another solution how to consume the low grade of nickel. But it's not easy job. Like we built Morowali, it was not easy. People talking now, but they never see how we struggle in the beginning. You know, from Kendari to Morowali, it was 12 hours. If you're not stuck in the middle of the road. Now people say, oh, you are nice, you have a profit. But we built everything, power plant, seaport, airport, housing, everything we built to come to this point. So what we hope as a chairman of the forum Industry Nickel Indonesia and CEO of Morowali, I have expectation too. First, the government of Indonesia should make a systematic strategic policy how to make that all parties in this area, from miners to smelters to downstream, have a mutual benefit. I don't want to say that smelter is the most benefit in this area and miners, the victims. I don't see that point. I have many suppliers. They always ask me to add more suppliers. That means they are okay. They are okay. I'm not saying they are very happy. I don't say so. We have to sit together to see what the solution, the best for all parties. Perhaps the second best. Not playing the blame game. I don't think that's the solution for this country. We have to see how we're sitting together to see the solution that will make everybody's happy, and the sustainability of our resources can keep intact, and our grandchildren can also enjoy this endowment. I hope the government can do that. Not only talking about one sector, talking all the sectors. Also for the Petromindo, I think it should be fair for you. Not only inviting SDM, because we are talking smelter. Smelters, that is industry. Should be Ministry of Industries also here now. So we have a balance of opinion, not sided opinion. The second, I think for the private sectors, all the academicians, you see that the technology of smelter and technology of producing lithium battery that is new to Indonesia, relatively new. but it's not sophisticated. I think this is time for us, for this nation, to stand in their own feet with collaboration with other foreign people to make that resources of Indonesia, we can produce it and extract it to benefit maximum to Indonesia, like what the Article 3 of our Constitution. So finally, for the future steps, the 2 points, the government and the private sectors, I think the academician, 3 sectors of this area should be working together. Ideally, but we are not already not in heaven. Now in heaven, later on will be perfect. I can see this imperfectness, but at least the intention. Our intention is how to make all the stakeholders in this world, miners, smelters, end product of nickel, get the benefit in balance, okay, proportional. You cannot compare if you're mining. I have mining 43,000 hectares. I know exactly how much the investment there. I know exactly how much to build one line of furnace. So let's see together, but good intention, not playing the blame game. I don't think this will be a positive, constructive for our future. So all in all, jadi sekali lagi, marilah kita duduk bersama dengan pemikiran positif, dengan intention positif, sehingga semua kita ini bisa mendapatkan benefit dari resources ini. Tidak menyalahkan satu dengan lain. Saya kira itu bukan solusi, dan itu adalah lagu lama yang tidak perlu kita putar lagi. Yang perlu kita putar adalah bagaimana, how you look in the light in the end of tunnel. We reach the light and we share the light. Saya kira begitu Bapak Ibu sekalian. So if you come to detail, I'm ready to show you all the detail, but that the detail sometimes doesn't solve the problem, sometimes solve the problem, but the basic principle here is that the intention. So if intention is ill, bad, then we never come to the solution. So in the future, I hope that 3 parties, government, society, and academician, we sit together. How we formulate so that the resources will be beneficial most to this country. I think that's Steve. I hope that my presentation gives you a bit insight. But if you come to the detail is in my head. But I think that's not fair to give the people number in this time, because this time should be for our soft discussion. Thank you very much, Steve, and for all your audience, and for the Petromindo for inviting me in this seminar, even though it was really something that I was not prepared, and then I have quote unquote enforcedly come to here, but it's okay. I think that's always in life. You never expect something in your life smoothly always, but we take this and we say thank you. Thank you, Steve. I hope the discussion will be productive later. Thank you.
Thank you very much.